All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Computer Applications. In this episode, we're going to be looking at something entirely new. I know for the last couple of lessons, we've been building on some skills, adding a little bit here and there, but this one is going to be brand new. Hopefully, you'll be able to keep up with this. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at tables. Now, tables are really useful, but what we're going to need to do first is insert table. So if you jump down, insert table, notice you can draw out a table grid. You can actually draw out up to a 20 by 20 grid if you want to. We're just going to just do a nice 5 by 5. That should be enough for our demonstration here. So now you see you have a table, right? You can click in these individual cells and type some text as you need to, as the case may be. Tables are something that I use all the time for the various things that I'm doing inside the tech department, trying to keep track of who's got what and where things are at. They just come in handy. That's just the long and short of it. But there's a lot of formatting things you can do to tables as well to make them easy to read. Now, if you notice inside each of these individual cells, you can actually use the same alignment buttons that we've been looking at. And this is about to blow your mind. If you highlight a range of cells, so all I did is just click and drag here. If you highlight a range of cells and then right click, you can actually come down and you can merge these cells together into one. Let me show you that again here, right? So if you highlight a range of cells, I just clicked in the first cell and drug over, you can right click and merge cells. Now, this isn't just for horizontal, but you could also even merge vertical cells. So I'm going to highlight these three here, right click, merge cells. Now you've got one big vertical box. Now with that done, again, your same alignment tools apply. Right now I've got a nice little text heading that we can utilize for whatever the purposes that we have. In addition, what you can do to help format some of these cells is, if you come up, you see these four icons here on the far right-hand side of our toolbar, right? We have a background color that we can apply. So we can make new text now has this kind of funky shade of, I don't know, what is that, pink probably? That's there as well, right? And we can apply a, let's go with a darker red fill here for our text. Again, you're going to want to make sure that whatever colors you pick complement the text. I mean, as case in point, it wouldn't make very much sense to make this top bar black because it completely hides the word text in there, right? Unless I have it highlighted. So we'll move it back to that red color, and we have that there. In addition, you're also going to be taking a look at what it means to insert rows. So, you know, and we've all had this happen. You're going along, you're typing out a table, and you realize, you're out of room. So what do? Well, easiest thing, right click in one of your cells, and you'll notice you have the insert row and column, right? So I can now insert a row below. Now I'm good to go. Right? If you're in the middle of a bunch of text and you realize you've skipped over an item, you know, insert a row above it. You now have the space that you need in order to finish typing out your table. Same goes for columns. They work exactly the same. It inserts them to the left and to the right. I can actually show you that here, right? So now I have a 6 by 6 table instead of the 5 by 5 that we started with. 6 rows, 6 columns. As one final point of note with these things, you can actually change how the lines operate a little bit. Now, to highlight them, it's a little bit trickier. You'll notice that each of these cells, wherever I click, right, there's this little box with the little triangle thing in it. What that will do is it is going to change the behavior of the lines around this cell. So if we click on the little triangle piece, it opens up a little menu for us here. And you'll notice that it's got various lines highlighted in black. So for example, if we click this one, you'll notice it's highlighted this line here, which we can do different things on. So if we come up to the toolbar, right, you can see we can make this that line dotted, and let's make that line bigger, right? So you can see it now. It's a dotted line, and let's make it pink. I'm feeling like that today, right? So you got this nice pink dotted line here that that just showed up. Now, if you want to do a full table, right, it doesn't make sense to go through and click each of these individually. That would be long and tedious. But what you can do is if you highlight a series of cells and come up here, you can click on this, and you notice you've got these things up here, right? What these are a little more full-featured things for large groups of cells. So with clicking this one, now I've selected all of the lines for all of my cells, and we can, let's make these dashed now, and we'll make them, you know, 3 points so we can actually see them. Let's make them yellow. All right, so now we have this really atrocious yellow color that is super hard to see, but you'll notice that they're all a dashed line. Again, with that same idea, if you take the middle one here, you'll notice it's selected all of our middle ones, and we'll just change the color to something that's not quite as terrible looking, right? So now we've gone to a red line for all of our interior colors, but notice the border is still yellow, right? That's because instead of selecting all of the lines with this one, we just selected all of the middle lines, right? The inner borders, they like to call them. We can also select the outside perimeter, and let's make that blue, right? So now we have the outside perimeter in blue, inside is red. All we did with that, we just selected this top right corner. And again, you can do, you know, all of the horizontal rows, all of the vertical rows. Everything will operate from this little quick menu that's there. All right, that should be all the skills that you need in order to be successful in today's project. So I'm going to go ahead and turn you loose.